What is up, guys? SNX here. Welcome to my first ever review of a game. Today we are going to talk about DC Universe Online. So I'm gonna break down this review in three big parts. First one is gonna be gameplay, and I'll be talking about the storyline, the leveling, and the mechanics. Second part is gonna be the MMO aspect of the game. I'm gonna talk about customization, PvP, co-op, and the last but not least part is gonna be technical, in which I'm gonna talk about graphics, audio, and pricing. So let's jump into it. First part is gonna be gameplay, and I'm gonna start with the storyline. So you basically start out on an alien spaceship from which you have to escape. This little part on the alien spaceship will serve as a tutorial. You won't see any other players. You got an instance just for you so that you learn how to play the game. From the cutscene at the beginning of the game, you learn that you get your powers from exobytes, and of course there's gonna be a big bad guy, and it's gonna be required of you to get rid of this person. Anyway, so following which mentor you take during the character creation, in which I'm gonna go into more detail later, you either start out in Gotham City or Metropolis, and then continues on a series of quests that will require you to travel back and forth from Metropolis to Gotham City. So you won't be blocked to only one city. And the ending varies on the mentor as well. Now I'm going to talk about the leveling. You only have 30 levels, which is not much if you have played any other MMOs. Which means that the quest line is, of course, pretty condensed, so you will always have something to do. You're never going to be running around the city trying to look for an NPC to give you a quest, because it'll always be there, which is pretty good, or not good, depends. Anyway, for the quest, you usually join an instance and it ends up with a boss. Pretty logical. And once you get to level 30, you have no more quests, but you access duo raids, PvP instances, and other cool stuff like that. So now the mechanics. To be honest, the game is more designed for console, which means that you can only have 6 active competences. So that implies a bit of strategy, because you can't have more than 6 competences at a time activated in your hotbar, and you can't change or use macros or stuff like that. So, and of course you have way more than 6 competences available, so yeah, that's the bit of strategy. Other than that, the PvE is pretty straightforward and really shouldn't pose any problem to even novice players. In other words, it's pretty easy. You go there, kill them, and boom, you're done. And killing the PvE is pretty easy. And I'm gonna talk about the MMO aspect of the game, starting with the customization. Well, the character creation, you have a number of options. I'm gonna start out with the options that actually do influence on your game. You choose if you want to be a hero or a villain. I'm gonna talk about the hero side, because the villain side, I haven't really played it much, so I don't really know about it. So for the hero style, you have 3 mentors from which you have to choose either Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman. Then you choose a series of skills, and a fight style, as well as a movement style. The movement style, to be honest, doesn't really matter. There isn't one that is way faster than the others. It just depends on how you like it. Then you have a number of vanity options, like the gender, the height, the hair, the costume, the color scheme, the emblems, and many more fun stuff that you can mess around with. Along your questline, you will pick up items that can contribute to your stats, but as well to your style. But these two are completely independent, meaning that you can have this item equipped, but going into the menu to make another item show. So that is pretty cool if you're really into the customization aspect of games. Pretty fun. Now I'm gonna talk about the PvP. You can activate or deactivate PvP in the open world, because villains and heroes are in the same world. There are also PvP instances where you choose an existing hero with a preset of available skills that you can absolutely not change because, yeah. And basically you just put like 10 people in a room and everyone's gonna try and kill each other. Pretty fun. Then you also have big instances where you have villains against heroes and you use your own hero or villain. Now I'm gonna talk about the co-op. You got a number of raids after level 30. Even before level 30 you got a number of raids. But after level 30 you unlock duo mode, which makes you go through an instance with another one. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Now I'm gonna talk about the technical aspect of the game. So first of all, the graphics, it's cartoony style, well, more comic style cartoony, however you want to see it. I find it better than World of Warcraft because it's like the reference. So yeah, you got comic styled cutscenes, so it's pretty cool for DC fans or any superhero comic fan. The city is very vivid. You really don't have the impression of being alone with all the NPCs and the citizens running around in panic and screaming. It's pretty fun. The two cities are pretty different. They have different atmospheres. Metropolis is like brighter and stuff like that, and Gotham is darker and, well, more Batman-ish. So yeah. The audio, the soundtrack is very immersive, and I personally am a great fan of the music in game. However, the voice acting in the game doesn't really match the movement of the lips of the characters, and it's just a bit weird sometimes. But again, my game is in French, so I don't know. Maybe the problem is coming from that. I have no idea. So yeah. And I'm gonna talk about the pricing. This game is essentially free to play. But there is an in-game store which requires real money, but it contains absolutely non-essential items. So who cares about those, right? Well, I mean, there are vanity items, so yeah. Aside from that, there are a number of extensions to the game that you can buy. I personally bought one of the extension. And I'm gonna use it as an example. I bought the Green Lantern one. So what it gave me another set of skills to play with. Pretty cool. So to talk about the balance of free to play and people who bought extensions, I'm gonna use the Green Lantern one as an example because it's the only one that I have. So the Green Lantern, almost every skill has a stun to it, which means that in PvP you're basically gonna, when you hit your enemy, it's basically gonna be stun after stun after stun, which means that the enemy can't really retaliate, and I can understand that it is a bit frustrating because it kind of breaks the balance. So yeah, I don't know. It's for you to decide if you like this style of pricing or not, but if you just going through the storyline, it's only 30 levels, but still, it took me about, like, I don't know, 70 hours to go through all the 30 levels, but again, I'm a bit slow. So, yeah, it depends of you, how you like it. Now, to conclude, I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. I spent more than 100 hours on this game to say how much, like, yeah. And I usually don't spend that much time because I get bored really easily with games, so yeah. To be honest, I really recommend it to anyone who's a fan of heroes, of superheroes. But I mean, again, who isn't a fan of superheroes? So, great game. Go check it out. If you have a PC, download it. Okay, the file size is a bit big. It's like 30 gigs or something like that. But still, it's really worth it. I love the game. I love almost everything about the game. The community is great. People are really nice. Well, all the people that I have met are really nice. So yeah, and also it's really fun to play with a friend. This is what I do. I play with friends because I actually have friends, which is a bit weird. But anyway, that is all for this review, guys, and I will see you in a next review or next video. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you liked this video, don't forget to thumbs it up, subscribe, and you can always go and check out my channel, youtube.com/astanex98. And that is all for this video, guys. Until next time, have a nice day.